Okay, let's go in then. Yeah,
Santo cielo.
there's a pumpkin.
What in the ether happened in here?
It seemed like I was gonna be smacked. I got a little spooked.
I do not know, but I am not going in any further.
Oh, there's also tomatoes. We can make soup.
Ripe and juicy tomatoes. How can they grow without any soil?
Easy. Devilry.
Yeah, tomatoes are not that hard to grow.
These squashes look healthy.
They just need water.
This pumpkin is thriving despite being sealed in here with no water or sunlight.
There is something very unnatural about all this.
Someone lost their head. Look. Someone lost their head. You could say someone was off their gourd.
That mannequin's head fell over here and has been wrapped up by a tomato vine. This might be of interest to our friends in Chrysalis.
Oh, this is what I'm gonna take to the hold man?
Ripe and juicy tomatoes.
Those are cherry tomatoes. Thank you, thank you. I am very Portuguese.
Completely overgrown.
Probably for the best.
I've never seen anything like that before. Have you?
Nope, and I never want to see anything like it again.
I mean, it's not that bad. It's just that in the ceiling. Some kind of contraption.
These mannequins are disturbingly lifelike.
Not really.
This one's posed like it's reaching for something.
Clark's research involved playing with life-size dolls?
That's a lot of science, folks, yes.
Que locura!
This one's just staring at his buddy.
He didn't have the salt.
This one seems to be the happiest of the bunch.
How can you tell?
Yeah, that's a
It's the only one smiling.
It's smiling?
This one's missing its head. I wonder how that happened.
I can die happy never finding out.
So, is there anything else? Just tomatoes, more gourds.
These squashes look healthy.
Okay, just the squashes are healthy at least. The world might be a dark place, but
Hey,
the
Bill,
squashes are
talk.
healthy.
What about?
Right?
Okay, let's go give the head to the man.
I will stay in here.
With the mannequins in the cages. Honestly, I would also stay with the creepy mannequins instead of going to the cult. That's a very fair reaction, I'd say. Oh, the old man is the other way. I have some Portuguese news. I have some Portuguese news if anyone is interested. A Portuguese pigeon just recently won the best pigeon of the world TM. And his girlfriend is also like in the top.
Have a look at this.
What? Where did this come from?
When I was driving from the city, I actually had the radio on, and so I listened to the news, and I learned about the sport of honing pigeons.
Clark's lab, his test room to be precise.
In one of the competitions, because it's different proofs that they have to do, they they were first and second place because they came flying together. They're so cute.
You were able to get inside?
Sure was. It was full of plants and all kinds of weird equipment. The ethericity seems to have boosted the growth of the seeds somehow. It's like a jungle in there.
I cannot condone your reckless disregard for the sanctity of the laboratory, but I also cannot deny the importance of this discovery. I must alert Emissary Paul immediately.
Those were the Portuguese news of the
I'd better be
day.
quick. No telling when that chump might come back. Prometheus bringing fire. Nothing's hidden behind it. No idea what that is, but it looks complicated.
And this sounds timed.
What in the hell is this supposed to be? It's full of cloudy orange liquid. So many lots of extra glassware. Who knows what goodies I might find? Lots more books.
What a weird way to open the
Mostly about
cabinet,
technical
though.
subjects. Nothing that would help me locate Clark's stash, though. Even more books in here. Nice to know. The clock's not running. Must have
Is that Socrates?
some old bearded guy.
Oh no, it's
The clock says
Galileo.
Galileo. Some notes documenting the effects of ethericity on animals. They're signed by a Juliet Montgomery. A bunch of scribbles documenting the effects of ethericity on plants. The New Britannia Gazette. The lead article is about the upcoming Lamplight City Expo. Interesting how the follow-up is nowhere to be found.
Search.
Nothing but empty vials.
Is that a fidget spinner? In the
Must be nice to actually be able to understand this stuff.
me looking at any piece of map?
Looks like a smaller version of the
No, it's Galileo.
the things
Galileo.
some people will keep for posterity. I'll never understand. It somewhat resembles a telegraph, but what is this box for? It's somewhat
Okay. Search this one.
bottles of different colors. No. Just another one of Clark's weird toys. Full of all kinds of liquids. Clark had quite the library. Let's see, folks, and what's this?
A diary, let's go. Oh!
I should have known. Get out of here this.
I was just getting to the
Don't you
good
dare
stuff.
try any more trickery.
At least I found what I was looking for.
I did?
I should probably... The final entry is bookmarked with a letter. Definitely worth a read. But first...
Embarking on a new project means a new journal. Lamplights. Oh! When I was looking through stuff for after last stream, I completely missed that this game is technically a sequel to another game, Lamplight City. You can play them separately, but they're in the same universe. I think Lamplight City is you're looking for someone who killed your friend. I think it's like a detective game, which is also very interesting. Okay, he's talking about how Lamplight City works. And he wants to use it, ether to power stuff. Okay, he built one that's capable of producing heat. Now he's talking about funding. Oh, I wonder if this is the old lady, Mrs. Gladstone. Modest but comfortable lodgings. Okay, this is when he started the public demonstrations. Because his assistant suggested it to gather more funds. Okay, this is when he met the other doctor that we had talked about before. VRNSNP. And this is when he got the Lamplight City Global Expo deal to demonstrate there. Okay, he's like, they don't really take me seriously, but I gotta do as they ask because they have the money, so. And this is June 6th, so after the incident, Frank died. He's been testing the things again. The police don't allow him in. People are angry at this door. How I'd use my liberty without my work. My name is cleared, no formal responsibility. But the people on the city are not so gracious. Okay, and then he moved west. And then he found the laboratory in January of 1848. Yeah, the water tower. He likes the desert climate. Okay, the people were warm to him and open-minded. Okay, May. Last entry. 1849. The Prime Minister got re-elected. And banned all practical research on ether. And that was the last entry. And I'm guessing this is the letter.
February 9th, 1850.
Oh, this one is red. Also, it's the next year.
That's only 9 months ago.
Yeah.
Clark, I have a business proposal. Relinquish that dusty laboratory in the middle of nowhere. Come to El Presidio. You may stay in my suite at the Jolly Good Club. My Orem Star membership and military rank afford me certain privileges.
I'd like to stay at a Jolly Good Club. It does sound like a nice place to be at.
You will be furnished with the comforts owing to a man of your intellect and accomplishments.
It's signed L.
For the loser.
P.S. You needn't have any concern for your valuables, as there is ample secure storage in the room. One of the aforementioned perks.
Interesting. Jake will want to see this.
Oh! Hello. Why are you naked?
What in the ether is going on here?
Miss Larkin was kind enough to offer to paint my shadow.
In the altogether?
Well, didn't want to get my clothes dirty.
Besides, I paint the soul.
Yes, the soul doesn't need to be naked.
The subject must bare himself and discard all excess.
His clothes weren't that thick.
Could we have a word?
Can't it...
Best not to interrupt. They seem enthralled. He's listening to the...
We will never forget them. And he raised... And 2 years... And he...
So what do I do now? I just wait for him to... Amazing. I love it here. I'm gonna talk to her.
All good with you?
Yes.
Never mind. Nadine, you don't wanna talk to me?
I'll show her later.
Maybe I can talk to... I forgot his name. I can talk to... I forgot... Name, Ronnie, think.
Hey, Phil?
Phil.
What about?
Filomeno.
Whatever you say.
I found this letter inside Dr. Clark's diary.
Good. But perhaps you should...
He's naked! He can't look at it. He's naked.
I got Clark...
I will...
Don't you know you're blind when you're naked? Okay, I guess I'll show him the letter while he's naked.
Hey, Jake.
So?
I'd prefer to...
Can't it wait?
It's to do with what we've been looking for.
Ah, well, in that case, excuse me a moment, won't you, darling? All right, what do you got?
I found Clark's journal. Have a look at this letter that was inside.
An invitation to the Jolly Good Club in El Presidio?
Yep. Check the date.
9 months ago. Nice sleuthing, Harley. Let's round up the others and say our goodbyes. We need to plan our next steps.
Leaving us so soon? But you've only just arrived.
We appreciate the hospitality, but it's time we moved on.
If your journey must continue, then so be it. But we cannot thank you enough for your discovery of Evocator Bennett's etheric cultivator, Miss Legere. Once we relocate and configure the equipment, our crops will surely flourish.
Oh no. Maybe I propagated the cold.
That's great to hear. I hope you'll all be well fed this winter.
Know that you will always find welcome in Christmas. Farewell, my friend.
I either did a very good thing or the most awful thing ever.
Quite charming in their way.
This was an intriguing diversion, but now the real work starts.
How do you mean?
Harley turned up Clark's diary.
More importantly, I found a letter inside inviting him to the Jolly Good Club in El Presidio. It was dated 9 months ago.
That's right about the time he disappeared, isn't it?
It is indeed. I'd say it's obvious that the good doctor accepted the invitation.
And took his money with him?
Well, it ain't here or in his lab. And what's that postscript in the letter say, Harley?
You needn't have any concern for your valuable...
Don't get much clear...
Suppose we should start packing if El Presidio is our next destination.
On the right. So I think he looks more like Arthur.
Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
But he does sound like Dutch.
First and foremost, we need some transportation.
You haven't got any? Don't you tour around?
Sure, but our show wagon ain't gonna fit all of us.
Plus, we'll need it to store all the show's props and equipment while we're gone. There's that lady in town with a wagon though. Heard her talking at the saloon once. Said she hires it out to travelers.
Sounds promising. Who is she?
Her name's Lola Johnson. I think she stays in the old blacksmith shop.
Lola Johnson, huh?
You know her?
Not personally, but I've heard of her.
We should head back to Rosewater, no?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, let's...
Uh-oh. Hopefully she doesn't know that I
Right.
got her
Harley,
watch.
I'm putting you in charge of hiring us some transportation.
Mm-mm.
Danny and I are going back to the theater to settle some business. Come get us once you've arranged a ride.
And just how am I meant to arrange it? Financially speaking?
Well, now that may get a mite tricky. Our contract was to pay out at the end of the show's run, but seeing as we'll be breaking that contract, I'm sad to say we'll be forfeiting those proceeds. Anybody else got funds to contribute to the kitty?
Not unless this Johnson woman accepts pesos. And I've few enough of those at that.
I'm afraid I haven't got anything either.
Harley, my dear, I'm afraid we must then prevail upon you to furnish the petty cash needed to get our expedition aloft. Seeing as you're the only other one of our posse who's currently in the position of being gainfully employed. And it goes without saying, but you'll be fully reimbursed once we find what we're looking for, on top of your share.
I certainly hope so.
Wonderful. Well then, we'll be seeing you later.
What about you two?
I think I'll pay Dr. Sedgwick a visit. It's been ages.
And I owe him proper thanks for his care.
See you in a bit, Harley.
Welcome back.
Hey, Sheriff.
What can...
Did you ever meet Dr. Bennett Clark?
No, he only came into town every couple of weeks, until the ethericity ban got handed down. And glad I am of that. I have no use for any of that claptrap. All it does is spook folk, and sometimes blows them up.
Don't suppose you've encountered a group in the valley calling themselves the Luminarians?
The what now?
Luminarians. They claim to be the protectors of Dr. Clark's artifacts. They've got a commune set up near his lab.
Oh, come on now. You're pulling my leg.
I'm serious.
Well, so long as I don't get up to nothing in town, they ain't my problem.
Thanks for the chat, Sheriff.
Come back anytime.
Are we gonna need the guns?
What do you want?
You're Lola Johnson, right?
Right. Who are you and what's your business?
Name's Harley Legere. My companions and I are headed to El Presidio, and we heard you've got a wagon for hire.
I do. How many are you?
5, including myself.
My fee is 40 crowns up front.
Your fee seems a bit steep.
My price is my price. I don't haggle. Already been robbed once today. Don't intend to make a habit of it.
I'll come back later.
I'm not gonna ask about the robbery. It was I.
Ah, Miss Legere. It's good to see you again. Nadine and Mr. Marquez were just telling me how you all were acquainted. Please do continue.
Hey, Doc.
Miss
Did you ever make...
If that man's a doctor, then I'm Hippocrates.
Shall I take that as a no?
Miss Legere, I do not associate with lunatics and crackpots, especially those who recklessly cause the deaths of innocents. Now, let's not sully the good name of higher learning any further.
Have you met any members of the Luminarians?
I beg your...
They're a community living near the old Clark laboratory.
Oh, those ethericity cultists. Yes, they do make their way into town on occasion. Sometimes the women come to me seeking certain remedies and prophylactics, and I've treated 1 or 2 cases of malnutrition. The desert is a hard place to make a home. Something about the old lab draws in the gullible and deluded. Lost souls searching for meaning.
I'll see you later, Doc.
Do tell.
Nadine.
Of course, pardon me a moment.
So, how was it working for the good doctor?
Well, he taught me everything I know about medicine. It was especially interesting during the rush. We had no shortage of patients then. I lost count of how many broken bones I set.
Seems we've a big journey ahead. Are you excited for it?
Yes, but also a bit nervous. I've never been beyond this valley.
You'll be all right. We've got a good group, and we'll look out for you.
Thank you. I appreciate your kind words.
I'll leave you to your conversation. Hey, Phil?
What about...
Are you looking forward to our journey west?
I more look forward to what we will find at the end of it.
Right. Carry on.
Okay. The window is still broken.
Good to see you.
Excuse me?
How can I...
Did you ever happen to meet Dr. Bennett Clark?
I have Joni's account of his demonstrations at the theater, but I never saw them myself. Never met the man either. He wasn't seen much in town.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about the Luminarians, would you?
I have no idea what that word even means.
Never mind then. I'll leave you to your work.
Appreciate it, man.
This man, for someone who works at a newspaper, never knows anything.
Good to see you again, Harley. Hope you're spinning me some aurum.
Well, I've spent the past couple days following Jake around, gathering plenty of straw.
Glad to hear it. I like writers who go above and beyond. What do you need?
Say.
Not personally, but I did attend one of his demonstrations at the Opera House back before the man knew how to put on a show, I'll say that much. Pity it all came crashing down in the end.
Have you encountered the Luminarians?
What in the ether is a Luminarian?
Oh, they're in the ether, all right. They're a community of folks living near Dr. Clark's old lab who have designated themselves protectors of his artifacts. They believe...
That's some wild stuff. But I publish newspapers, not copper novels.
Joni,
What for?
The long and the short of it is that Jake has invited me on an expedition. I'll need some extra crowns to cover the expenses.
What kind of an expedition?
We're going to look for Dr. Bennett Clark's missing fortune. Surely a...
You're right about that. Tales from the wild frontier are in vogue these days, and folk will be gumming to find out what happened to Clark. But I like people who finish what they start. Get me your assignment, then we can discuss your next one.
Understood. I'd best be on.
Right, you are.
See you later.
Okay, so I just go on right now. Right article.
All right, let's get this thing knocked out. But first...
Oh no, Spookums! But is everything okay with you and your family? I hope so. Don't worry about... I mean, it's sad that you lost your streak, but don't worry about it. As long as you guys are okay.
Okay, Time to bring home the bacon. The big question, how to open...
Yeah, I imagine. Good to know everything is okay, though.
When this writer was assigned to pen a profile of a Wild West legend, she never expected to become embroiled in the action firsthand. But no sooner had my private audience with Gentleman Jake concluded than a saloon brawl erupted in the barroom of the Jack of Diamonds, and Mr. Ackerman's legendary pugilistic prowess was put on full display. Now, the middle section needs to recapture the reader's interest. Let's see. They say the true mark of a person's character is how they behave under pressure. Mr. Ackerman showed nothing but resourcefulness when he found himself taken captive on one recent occasion, the details of which he was not at liberty to disclose. But he was able to recount his escape by means of a clever ruse involving the use of common household items. A true-life tale rivaling the plots of the most lurid copper novels. And now for an ending.
I guess I gotta praise Jake. But I also like Danny.
All in all, Mr. Ackerman has shown the true qualities of a great leader and hero. May his adventures persist and his tales continue to inspire and delight. All right, that should do it. Now, what should I title it? A frontier hero comes to town. And...
Hello again, Harley.
Here's your article.
Here you are, Joni. One profile of Gentleman Jake, ready to print.
Let's have a look. You know, writing the headline is normally the editor's job.
Oh.
Now let's see. Not even in town for a day, and Spitfire Harley makes her comeback. This is good. You've kept it brisk all the way through. Not bad, Harley. Not bad at all. A few snips here and there, and this will be fit to print. Here's your fee, as agreed.
All right, we got enough.
Now I know what I'm working with, I'll have a think about your next assignment.
About that.
Hmm?
How about that piece on the search for Clark's missing fortune? That'll be better than any old profile.
Sure enough. All right then. Clark's missing fortune it is.
I've got something else.
Oh?
While I was going around with Jake, we spent some time with the Otham. I learned that they've come under constant attack from the soldiers at Fort Beaumont.
What? Why?
That's the thing. There's no reason. They pose no threat, yet the soldiers harass them anyway. In one recent raid, all their crops were torched.
That's atrocious. People need to know about this.
I'm glad you think so, because their leader wants their story told. She's willing to be interviewed. She gave me the statement, too.
Powerful stuff. I'll pay a visit as soon as I can and see for myself. Plenty of townsfolk could stand to learn about our neighbours in the valley. This could open their eyes.
I hope so. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to see about hiring a wagon.
Godspeed, Harley.
So I'm going for a fortune, but I'm still not quitting my job. That's very smart. In case there's no fortune.
Excuse me. Don't let me...
Let me just see it around town first. Oh, here you are.
You just keep turning up like a bad copper, don't you?
Nice to see you.
I'm nearly afraid to ask, what in the
I'm selling maps of the town.
To whom exactly? Near as I can tell, I'm the only new arrival. The locals in the market for maps of a town you can circumnavigate in 10 minutes.
You're a real stick in the mud, you know that?
Don't go anywhere.
Not like there's anywhere to go. Feeling lost? Buy a map of Rosewater. Just one.
The local pop.
Okay, nothing here then.
Maps for.
Can I go inside?
Lock.
Okay. Then I just need to go get the wagon.
Yeah?
Here's your fee.
Good.
The currency is just a euro symbol on, like, laying down.
Get your posse together and meet me outside town at sundown. We'll head out then. There you are. This your group then?
This is us.
All right, folks, listen here. I'm Lola Johnson. This is my wagon. When you're in my wagon, you follow my rules. Rule 1, I'm your driver, not your friend. While we're moving, leave me be. That means no yammering in my ear about how pretty you think the mountains are.
Hey, Tyndall.
Rule 2, we stop and go as I say. I ain't interested in blowing up my engine just 'cause y'all are in a hurry. Last rule, everybody does their part, be it cooking, hunting, or gathering firewood. This ain't no pleasure cruise, and I won't be serving y'all. The road can be rough, but I'm an experienced navigator and tracker, so stick with me and you'll be fine. If you've got any questions, now's the time to ask.
Just how long do you expect this journey to take?
I reckon it shouldn't be more than 8 or 9 days, weather permitting. Anything else?
You said you're a tracker?
It means one of you gets lost, or we're hunting our supper and need to trail an animal.
So, like a bloodhound?
No, like a tracker. Compare me to a dog again, and you're finding yourself another ride. Understand?
Oh, apologies. I didn't mean to offend.
Folk rarely do. Anything else?
That's all.
We understand. You'll have no trouble from us.
All right then. Let's get a move on. Time's wasting.
We are off, with the first faint tendrils of dawn at our backs. We head west for El Presidio on the trail of the elusive Dr. Clark.
Just 1 second. I want to see if I can move myself away from the text a bit. I noticed that I'm like on top of it. Oh. Okay, this is a little better.
We have but a few days' travel before us, through the desert and mountains to reach the coast. I am rather looking forward to getting a better view of this part of the country. And should the scenery lack for diversion, I suppose I'll have recourse in the fellowship of my new traveling companions. Now that we've assembled in this unlikely venture, perhaps it's time we got to better know one another.
Feels good to be underway at last.
Yes, though I must admit I tend to become restless on long trips.
Well, we got cards, books, and conversation. Plenty of ways to pass the time.
Nope.
That's what keeps this heap going. Makes it pretty hot in here, too. Lola must be a reader. Always nice to have some books around. I don't think I've read most. We're set for fuel.
Oh, there's lots to investigate.
None are in the red, so I guess that's good. None are in the red. None are in the...
Never mind. What's this behind me?
In case we need to dig ourselves out of trouble.
Ah, it's a shovel.
Jake's luggage. I could put everything I own in that suitcase and it would hardly cover the bottom.
So we're in Gato Gordo. We're here. And we're going through words here. We have to go through Hellfire Pass. So I guess we're stopping in Wrath Valley. I want to go to Gato Gordo. Gato Gordo, Cavalo Velho. So, Fat Cat, Old Horse.
A deck of cards. Helps pass the time. Hey, Danny.
Sure. Actually, where'd you learn how to...
For a while, it was how I put food on the table.
No kidding. You were a brawler?
I was. Used to call me Spitfire Harley.
Wow. Were you any good?
I took my licks, but usually held my own. In that world, being good is mostly about how much punishment you can take and keep coming back. Same as anywhere, really. Hell, if you want, maybe you and I can go a couple of rounds later.
Really?
Of course not, Danny. She's just pulling your leg.
I was being perfectly sincere.
Oh, shoot. In that case, I'm sitting ringside.
So have you been to El Presidio before?
Yeah, I was born there.
No kidding. Didn't you say your family lived near El Presidio?
In the area, yeah. They moved out to the city proper a few years back. I left when I was 16. Haven't been back in ages.
When the Otham had us locked up, you said something about having been in a similar predicament. Have to say, I've been curious.
Oh, right. Well, it's not that exciting. Nothing like one of Jake's stories.
Let me be the judge of that.
So, before I met Jake, I used to run with some folks who, well, we got into some trouble. The guy in charge, he thought it might be fun to try sticking up a post office. That didn't go so well. We wound up in jail for a few days. We didn't escape or anything, just did our time and were let go.
I see.
Told you it was a boring story.
Not at all. I appreciate you telling me. So who were these people you ran with before?
They, do we have to talk about this right now?
No, we don't. Sorry if I hit a sore spot.
That's okay. Maybe,
Hey, Jake?
Yeah?
Did your travels ever take you to El Presidio?
A few times. But that city's for you. Too crowded. I'll take the wide open countryside any day.
Looks like we have some time on our hands. How about a story?
Sure, why not? It was 1842, and I'd been hired by the sheriff of Bleachbone Gulch to track down some cattle rustlers.
That sounds like a lovely place to live in. A Bleachbone Gulch.
It was a long and winding trail, but by following the signs, I finally tracked down the stolen herd and the rustlers' camp. So I went back to town and gathered up a posse. 4 able-bodied men, plus myself. That night, we went back under the cover of darkness. We had the elements of surprise, but we were outnumbered 3 to 1. Before I knew it, the shooting had started. It was a long and bloody gunfight. In the end, yours truly was the last man left standing.
And the cattle was also dead.
I drove that whole herd on by my lonesome. They were all back home by dawn, with not a head missing. Lost some good fellers that night. But that was the end of cattle rustling and Bleachbone Gulch.
Hell of a story.
Ah, there's plenty more where that came from.
I appreciate the chat.
Anytime.
Hey, I see something up ahead, by the side of the road. Looks like somebody's been making lots of holes.
Oh, not the
Wagon's
pothole.
slowing down.
Guess it caught Lola's eye too. Let's have a look.
Have you been stranded out here, ma'am?
Oh, no, not at all. I can see how it might look that way, but I assure you, I am here with fierce and deliberate purpose.
Are all these holes you're doing?
Indeed, this is my dig site. Please be careful where you step. My name is Amber Lee, and I am a paleontologist.
Another one.
Beg your pardon?
It means I collect and study fossils.
Fossils? You mean bones?
Yes, that's right. Bones of the great creatures that roamed these lands millions of years ago. The mighty thunder lizards who shook the ground with every step. This wasn't always a desert, you know. It may seem difficult to imagine now, but millions of years ago, this was all a vast, lush rainforest. The perfect habitat for these awesome beasts.
Suppose everybody needs a hobby.
This is no mere hobby, sir. This is my vocation. In fact, I have been invited to exhibit my findings at the esteemed Jolly Good Club in El Presidio.
The Jolly Good Club?
Does that mean you know Dr. Bennett Clark?
Afraid not. As women are excluded from the club, I've not had occasion to associate with its members. They have made a special exception to allow me to give my lecture, and they are expecting something spectacular. If I don't find something truly extraordinary to show, I will be in quite a bind. Fortune has not been in my favor on this expedition. I am certain this area is full of treasures. Fossilized remains, that is. But the Earth stubbornly refuses to yield up her secrets.
I do have a
Say,
shovel.
Have you any experience with excavation?
Afraid not. Can't even remember the last time I touched a shovel.
Oh, no matter. The digging isn't even the most important part. It's the handling of the fossils. As long as you've a delicate touch, you'll be a great help. I shall compensate you for your trouble, of course.
How much are we talking?
I'll need 2 field assistants. I am prepared to offer you 5 crowns each for a day's labor, and double that if you turn up something I can exhibit.
We have only your word that there's something here to find. How about you make it 10 crowns each, whatever we turn up?
If you've no taste for the risk and prefer a certain fee, say 15 crowns to...
I suppose.
You taking point on this, Harley?
Guess so.
Nadine.
Nadine, want to help me out?
Of course. Now remember, we are searching for bones belonging to the great dinosaurs that I believe were once abundant here. They may be scattered in pieces.
It's crazy that paleontology and archaeology just be like
I
this.
aspire above all to discover and assemble a complete skeleton for display. My holy grail, if you will. If you uncover anything useful, be sure to tag it for classification.
Don't waste too much time.
We shall reconvene in an hour.
All right, but not a minute more.
May fortune favor our search.
Oh, whoops.
What did I do? Eh?
Sand's a touch cooler down here. Sand's a touch... Sand's a touch... I found something. Say, this looks promising.
Oh, okay, so I gotta dig and then... So I have to check and then I can dig. Okay, I can dig.
I can't dig any deep. Well, now, what's the...
Money. Free money. Oh, there's something there.
I found something.
Okay, let's dig more.
Surprised I...
Maybe I messed it up.
Well, now, what's this? I can't dig it.
Okay. Fossils are usually a bit deeper, though. They're in the lower strata. By now.
And what have we... Must be my lucky day.
What is that? Oh, I hope I didn't ruin a fossil. I just imagined that I had to dig first. Tag item.
Ooh, this...
Tag item. Okay, let me dig. Nothing else. Oh, last one. Oh man, I probably ruined the fossil.
I found something. Must be my lucky... Say, this...
Someone lost their boot. What's that all about?
Sans
a boot. Okay, that's also all clean.
Well, now, what's that?
Sure. It's probably
Phew.
just... No, there... No!
All right, place... Not a bad yield. As for your companion, goodness, you've also... This is... Here is your fee.
Don't mention it.
Okay. So, are you making it to Wrath Valley? I'm gonna talk with Phil and Nadine today.
Phil?
Señorita?
Will this be your first time visiting El Presidio?
It will. I have heard many tales of this so-called Mouth of the West. I am curious to find out which ones are true.
You're very polite, Phil, but please, call me Harley.
What is wrong with Señorita?
It's not my name.
Ah, but it is a sign of respect. I would never dream of addressing a new Spanish lady by her given name.
Well, things are different here.
As I am learning. If you wish it, it will be so.
Appreciate it. We'll talk more later.
I look forward to it.
Hey, Nadine.
Hello, Harley. Something I'd like to ask you. You seem quite well traveled. What's it like in a big city?
Well, everywhere's different. I've never been to El Presidio before.
It's big, but from what I hear, not as crowded as cities back east.
Doubt it's anything you can't handle. Stick with us and you'll be fine.
That is something of a comfort.
So how'd you become a healer? Did you go to school?
She learned with the doctor.
No. I mean, I attended the missionary school for a few years as a child, but not to learn medicine. I was taught by Dr. Sedgwick. I worked as his apprentice for nearly a decade. He was a wonderful guardian and mentor. I am grateful for all his care.
When did you return to the Autumn?
I went to them in April of last year, but it wasn't a return. They took me in. People were leaving town, and there was less need for me at the clinic. It was Dr. Sedgwick who encouraged me to find my own path. The Autumn were kind to accept me as a guest, but truthfully, I'm glad for this opportunity to travel with you and the others.
You said the Autumn took you in. They aren't your people?
No. I don't know who my people are. My father never told Dr. Sedgwick, and I have no memories of him talking about it. I think my parents came from somewhere to the east, but I'm not even sure of that.
You said Doc Sedgwick was your guardian? What about your parents?
I never knew my mother. She died soon after I was born.
Oh.
My father worked for Dr. Sedgwick, which is how I came to his household. He took me in when my father died from an infected wound.
I'm so sorry. How—
I don't remember exactly, but I couldn't have been more than 5.
Did that have anything to do with you choosing to learn medicine?
I suppose so, yes. If I can save somebody's loved one, grant them extra time to cherish together, well, there's no better way to help people, is there?
Have you ever tried tracking down where you came from?
No, I've considered it, but it's complicated. Perhaps someday.
We're slowing down again.
Good. I could use a change of environment. Harley, could I have a word outside?
Sure.
Sun's getting low. Time to set up camp.
Harley and I'll be back shortly. Just gonna take a walk over to that spring. Danny and the others can aid in the preparations.
You better not be skipping out every time there's work to be done, you hear?
Shall we?
Lead on.
What do you want?
Would you look at that spring? I ain't seen water that clear since that time I went swimming with the Prime Minister's rambunctious niece.
So, you wanted to talk to me about something?
I did. I can tell you've got a cogitating mind, always assessing the situation, finding the risks and opportunities. Now that we've got a real posse assembled, I'm keen to hear your thoughts on our little venture. Everything seem hunky-dory so far, in your estimation?
Why are you asking me?
What's my opinion matter? You're the one who put this all together.
True, but I brought you in as our protection, to look out for us all. If anything smells off, you're the one I want to hear it from.
It's an odd bunch, all right, but all capable in their own way. If a treasure's out there to be found, I think this gang can do it.
Delighted to hear it. You let me know if that changes, all right?
You got it.
Right, well, we should be heading back. Else Miss Johnson will...
Oh, hey there.
Howdy, friend.
Welcome, welcome. Name's Aubrey Trout. But you're not here about me. I reckon you're here for the spring water.
Something special about it?
Something special about it? This here's
It has
an etheric
trout?
spring. Best kept secret in the great western desert.
Etheric spring?
Sure. Y'all know about ethericity, don't you?
We're familiar.
Well, this water's got the same properties due to a confluence of etherically sensitive minerals deep in the earth, you see. This here's a hotbed.
Oh, it's a hot spring.
Taking a drink will cure whatever ails you and grant you the strength of 10 men.
No kidding.
If what you say is true, people would be lined up from here back to Rosewater. So where is everyone?
I told you, it's a secret. Oh, for now. Once word gets out, I'll be up to my eyes in folks wanting a sip of the stuff. I can see by your face you're not convinced. Maybe this'll change your mind. Observe.
Jumpin' Jehoshaphat.
Daily sips of this water have conferred upon me a practically superhuman strength. Now, tell me, how old you think I am?
I imagine a spry young feller like yourself can't be more than 25?
What if I told you I was 52?
What's your game?
Enough beating around the bush. What's your game? You trying to get us to pay you for this water? Or go in on some fool business venture to sell the stuff?
Ma'am, I am wounded. Haven't tasted bliss. I just want to share it with my fellow man. Or is the spirit of generosity dead and buried? Okay, look, I'll take a drink now. Watch me. There, you see? Now, if the water was no good,
Reckon.
so go on.
If it does even half of...
wait. I want to see Mr. Trout take another drink.
Beg pardon.
If this water's so safe, there's no harm in another sip, right?
Of course not. It'll only do me more good. Divine nectar.
Not so fast. I'm sure you won't mind if I have a look around.
Be my guest.
Looks refreshing. All these trees look dead. That can't be a good sign. I've got my... Jake, I don't think...
Why not?
Just have a look at all the trees and plants around the spring. They're dead. I'd say that's a clear warning.
Oh, it's a desert. Plenty of straggly-looking vegetation.
Not near a water source.
I still get a bad feeling from this guy.
Even after everything he's shown us? I had my reservations, but...
Forget it. Looks refreshing. The others are nowhere. I think something... What have we... Magic Spring didn't do much for this beast's health. Did this pour... Water of... Was there a sign here at one point? Wonder if... Ow! Might be a... Nothing but... Looks like there's... What's this? These boards have been warning. What's this? There's 10...
Oh, hell yeah, let's go. There is some Yusu beating around the bush, after all.
They're circling low. That's not reassuring. Jake, I don't...
What?
There was a cow skull in the reeds. Looked deliberately hidden there.
Is that?
Yes, just clearing the path, so...
There was a warning sign over there, and someone destroyed it.
Really? That stick's been there since I found the place. Never seen a sign.
Now wait just a minute.
Nothing.
Right, and I'm the Prime Minister. Quite the little scam you've got going on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I think you do. Jake, maybe you can coax our friend here to talk?
I'd listen to the lady, partner. Unless you want to be another notch on Gentleman Jake's holster.
Okay. The spring's toxic. Trick people into taking a sip and then rob them.
Gee, Rover Cripes, that's pretty low. Even for a confidence trickster.
It don't kill them. A little sip only knocks you out for a bit.
So how are you still standing after all those drinks you took?
I got a natural immunity. What can I say? Found a way to turn it to my advantage.
And that iron-bending trick?
Like you said.
Of course. I should have seen. We got ourselves a real piece of work here, Harley.
You're telling me.
What do you reckon we should do?
We can't let him work his tricks on anyone else. He needs to be punished.
I agree.
Please.
Do we look like murderers to you? We need to make an example of him.
I've got just the thing. Go get me some rope from the wagon, would you?
All right. That's some fine work, Jake.
Thank you. Maybe now our friend will think twice about leading people astray. Shall we?
Wait! You're just gonna leave me here?
Oh, plenty of folks travel this road. You know that, or you wouldn't have bothered laying your trap. I'm sure you'll encounter some charitable soul. Eventually.
Speaking of charitable souls, I found a stash of stolen money while I was snooping around.
Well, ain't that something? Come on, let's head back and see how the camp setup's going. So the little weasels concocted this whole story about how it's an etheric spring and the water has special powers, trying to hoodwink us into drinking it. All I can say is it's a good thing we ain't the rubes he took us for.
Come now, Jake. He had you hook, line, and sinker.
Nonsense. I was just playing along, drawing him in so he'd slip up and reveal himself.
Is that right? Because you looked about 2 seconds away from taking a great big swig.
Good. If I even had you fooled, then he fell right for it. I assure you, I had him right where I wanted him.
So what happened when you found him out?
We got a full confession. Turns out, the water's poison. The snake worked up some scheme to get passers-by to drink, and then empty their pockets as soon as they were out of commission. Leastways, I think that's what he said. Couldn't catch half of it through his blubbering and sniffling.
Funny how some folks will lie and lie to your face, bold as brass, then go all to pieces soon as they get caught. So how'd you deal with him?
We made an example of him.
You killed him?
No!
Let's just say he won't be harming anybody else.
Don't worry, Nadine. Jake's just pulling your leg. We left him tied up next to the spring and wrote up a sign warning about what he did. And whatever happens after, I guess, is up to the next person who comes along.
Oh, well, that's a relief.
Sounds like he got off easy.
The chili's almost ready. Harley, can you come help me and Phil serve?
Sure thing.
Oh, we're serving.
That smells heavenly.
The kid is a good cook, eh? But I believe this chili could use a little of my secret ingredient.
Crime.
What's that?
Tabasco.
Mezcal. I picked up a bottle before we left Rosewater. Gives it a nice smoky flavor. And makes you feel nice afterwards, too. This group needs a bit of loosening up, don't
Just a little bit.
Okay, just make sure not to overdo it.
Me? Overdo it? Never.
Tiny bit.
We should be... Just one last take. Tastier than usual. Smoky.
Hey, Sasha.
Did one of you add something?
Just my secret ingredient.
Well, whatever it is, it's real nice. Come on, let's fill up these bowls and get everybody fed.
Thank you for hitting that.
Glad you liked it.
I'd say it was the best damn chili I've ever tasted. You ever decide to give up gunslinging? Maybe you could open up a restaurant.
You really think so?
I'd be a regular.
Gosh, thank you.
It's a nice night.
Perfect for relaxing and enjoying the company of one's comrades. The best part of the day. I have always said that the battle is won or lost around the campfire the night before.
Doing all right, Miss Johnson?
I'd say so. If you'll excuse me, it's been a long day. I need to rest up for tomorrow's drive. Night all.
Night.
So, Danny, where'd you learn to cook chili anyway?
I just sorta picked it up. Can't really remember where.
I hate to leave such merry company, but... I'm suddenly feeling very sleepy. Please excuse me. I'll see you all in the morning.
Sleep tight, Miss Redbird.
Night.
You look like you're enjoying yourself.
And why should I not be? We have fine weather, good food, good company. Are you not?
Well, sure. I mean, this is great and all, but...
But nothing. Here, take a drink. Celebrate.
And we've already drunk
I'm
enough.
happy just to soak in the festive mood. Thanks. You go on, though.
Oh, I shall.
Hell of a day, huh, Jake?
I'll say. It's disheartening to know there's so many men out there hell-bent on bringing others to ruination. But at least we saw through his ruse.
It's as they say. There's a mark born every minute, one to trim 'em and one to knock 'em. Time for me to call it a night.
Night, Harley.
Buenas noches.
Sleep well.
Bye-bye.
We leave within the hour. Don't leave anything behind.
Say, Harley, care to join me and Jake for a stroll?
Where to?
Not far, just along the river. Thought we might enjoy the fresh air before getting cooped up in that tin can again.
Danny breaks wind like a horse in there, you know. Especially after one of his chilly nights.
Oh, come on. I do not.
I'm just joshing you, Danny boy. Shall we?
Lead on.
Beautiful, ain't it?
Let's keep going. I think the river bends up ahead.
Awfully rough water.
Shucks, this ain't nothing. It gets real wild a little ways down.
Just what are you doing up there, young man?
I'm playing.
You ought to be careful. Those branches are like twigs.
I'll pay these fussing old hens no mind, sonny. I was the same at your age. Used to jump around trees like a lemur.
I'm good at climbing. Watch this.
Uh-oh. It's gonna break.
What do you think?
Mighty impressive, son.
Maybe you best go back to where you were. You're making me nervous.
You are a fussing hen. I told ya, I'm good at...
Uh-oh.
Shit! What the hell do we do now?
Danny!
Hot damn, he's got. Now hurry up and come on.
I can't.
Hold tight.
Oh god.
Feels kind of flimsy, but it might... Just a plain... Here.
Danny!
Was there anything else?
The current... It's a special... Jake!
What?
I might have an idea, but I'll...
Okay.
Give me your belts.
Okay.
Now I've got a double... Danny! Jake?
Gotcha.
Thanks.
That was some quick thinking, Danny boy. I'm impressed.
No doubt it was... What in the ether were you thinking?
I know.
Well, at least you're not... You got... I'm glad you both... Hey, kid. Danny here just saved your wretched back-talking neck.
Thanks, mister.
You're welcome. Have you got a family to get back to? They must be worried.
Yeah, Ma and Pa got a camp nearby.
Run along then, son. Be sure to tell him Gentleman Jake's brave assistant Danny Luo saved your life.
And stay out of trees, little brat.
All right now. Let's head back to the others so Danny can relate the tale of his heroic deeds.
Actually, I'll catch up later.
Suit yourself, hero. Hey, don't be too long.
Would you mind a little company?
Sure. I just needed a moment. Away from Jake, anyway. I'm glad you're here.
What's going through your head right now?
I don't know. I guess I'm not sure how to feel. I mean, I should be happy, right? The kid's all right, we both made it back. But what if it had gone the other way? What I did was probably stupid. Leapt before I looked.
The important thing is that you saw a chance to make a difference and you took it. That puts you ahead of 99% of the human race in my book.
You are writing a book, aren't you?
Well, an article. I'll be sure to say in it that Danny Luo is a man of action.
Well, if you write it, I guess it must be true.
That how it works? Then I'll also write that Harley Legere is a millionaire. And a genius.
And a good friend. Don't forget that part.
No, I really like Danny.
I appreciate the talk, Harley.
Anytime. Let's get back to camp.
I really like Danny. He's my favorite. I think I'll rate for today.
Scooch over a touch, would you, Phil?
Folks, we're making a brief stop.
Any particular reason we've stopped, Miss Johnson?
I needed to stretch my legs. You might take advantage and do the same. We're off again in about 20 minutes.
Come on, Danny. Let's go have a look at that oil derrick.
Excuse me, ladies. I have some business to attend to.
He has to go poop.
Both of you can do as you like. Just stay within sight.
Actually, I'm curious about this machine. Do you think I could ask you a few questions?
Oh, well, I suppose so.
Tools of the trade for an oil worker, I suppose.
Somebody's out here sniffing for a fortune.
Or just digging a very deep hole.
Funny how the best things are often found in the lowest of places. Come have a look, Harley.
Hello down there.
Who said that?
It's the Australians! They dug a hole too deep.
Up here.
Oh, never mind. It's the Martians.
Afternoon to ya. What brings you folks to Cormac's oil rig?
What's that accent supposed to be? I do not know.
Just passing through, friend. I was just saying you've a fine setup here.
Thank you, sir. It pleases Cormac to hear that. Sit tight. Just needs to make a slight adjustment. Then Cormac can come down for a chin wag. Whoops! Ah! Whoa, damn! Oh. Clumsy Cormac.
Jeez, are you all right?
All right. Right as rain. Not upright, though, no. Good thing you folks is here. Hates to be a bother, but Cormac is in a pickle. Could you, lend a hand? Cormac would be ever so grateful.
Okay. Let me see. What can I use?
Not a bad little... There's lots here, but... Danny?
Hmm?
Got any idea?
I know what we need to do.
Hey.
Yeah?
Any suggestions?
That rope doesn't look too thick. Should be... The trick will be keeping our friend from falling.
Not a bad little...
Can I use the bed?
Sorry to interrupt.
What is...
There's a man at the oil...
What happened?
He's caught on a rope hanging upside down. We're
And what do you want me to...
Is there a ladder?
Not any...
Do you have something?
Sure.
Could I borrow it?
Only if you
On my brother.
Take it.
That man at the...
And what do you want? Thought it. What?
This rope could... I've got this rope.
Whoops!
Damn. Let's try again.
Whoops!
Damn.
Perhaps...
I've got this rope.
Now?
Yes.
Yes.
now we're shaking. How's about...
Okay, now I can cut the rope.
I've got this knife.
What do you...
I'm gonna cut you down.
Ah!
Oh, whoops.
I wish you'd shared your intent.
Jake knew.
Too late. Sorry.
Sorry. Danny?
Hmm?
I've got this. Yes.
I don't want to hurt the man.
I got this.
Perfect.
You good with knife?
Oh, even used to do some knifing.
Okay, do it.
You got him! Let's pull him up, quick.
Where did the knife go, though?
Whew. You've saved...
It was...
Are you alright? We have a healer with us if you need...
Ah, no need to trouble yourself. Cormac's feeling old.
How come you're doing this clearly dangerous work on your own?
It's not so bad. Cormac's used to this sort of thing. Cormac used to be a sewer worker in New Britannia, you see. It's all the same, really. Digging around in... But Cormac's got more friends these days. Mud's much nicer to be covered in than sewage.
Before we go...
Well, you said... In that case, you'd be doing Cormac a great favor. They're off in...
Vespucci?
Aye. They's Cormac's employer. Been...
Sure.
Appreciate...
All right. Well,
aye. Farewell.
Do I have the knife? Guess I'll play cards now.
how about a few...
Sounds good. What do you think?
I don't have anything to...
We don't need to play from what could be...
Let's do it then.
I don't know how to play. Please don't make me play.
Hell of a game, boy.
Leger, get up here a minute, would you?
What's going on?
I don't much care for the looks of that sky.
No? Looks fine to me.
No, it's gonna rain.
Half an hour and it won't. There's a dust storm coming. We need to seek shelter fast.
We can't just stop and wait it out on the wagon?
Even secured. I'm not... There's a house up it. We'll stop and see if...
All right. Lola wasn't kidding about the storm picking up. Is someone living here? Hello? No it. And wood. Good thing I've... Oh!
Can I help you with...
My companions and I need a place to ride out the storm. We thought this house was abandoned.
Well, it's not. But how many are ye?
There's 6 of us. That's our wagon back there on the...
Well then.
You're sure?
I won't have ye blow away on me porch. And you'll be keeping an old man company. So long as you're not bandits or thieves, are ye?
No, sir. We're fortune seekers. Of an honest sort.
Then we'll be getting along just fine. Now, get your folk in here quick, before we all get whisked to Kingdom Come. Appreciate you letting us ride out the storm in here, sir. Mighty good of you. Ah, of course. As I told your mate, I'm glad for the company. Welcome to me home. I'm Captain Philip Boylan. Pleasure's all ours.
I guess he got really tired of the sea and just moved to the desert.
I'm Jake Ackerman. And this is Miss Leger, Mr. Luo, Mr. Marquez, Ms. Redbird, and Miss Johnson. Fine-looking crew, sure. And not to worry, there's plenty of space here. I've a spare room upstairs and a settee in the library.
So, Captain Boylan, would that be...
Aye.
We're a long way from water. What brought you out here?
There'll be time for trading tales soon enough. For now, I'll be needing some assistance. I was about to start supper. Seeing as I'm setting extra places, I could...
I'd be glad to help.
As would I.
Ah, grand.
Could you use another?
Sure. All right. The rest of ye, make yourselves at home. I'll sound the gong when supper's ready.
I'm sorry, I just really like Nadine and Danny.
Excellent work, galley crew. We'll be feasting within the hour.
You're fortunate to be so well provisioned. We recently visited a community that was having trouble with their crops, although Harley found a way to help.
So, Captain?
Aye?
What are we helping you prepare, anyway?
I'll give you a clue. It's got potatoes in.
French fries.
But seriously, why ruin the mystique? You'll find out soon enough.
Captain, I was wondering...
Aye?
Where did you get that gong?
Oh, that were a gift from an old friend who spent a few years sailing out of Shanghai. Is that from whereabouts ye hail yourself, Mr. Luo?
Me? Oh, no. That is, my parents came over from China, though I'm not sure where exactly. They never talk much about it. But my brother and I were both born in El Presidio.
Ah.
So have you ever been to China?
No. I hope to go someday, though. Maybe I can convince Jake to take his show overseas once this trip's over.
Maybe. Stranger things have happened. So does that mean you speak the language?
Yes. Although my parents wish I spoke it more.
That might come in useful in El Presidio.
Well, I'll try my best.
Well, this should be plenty. Thank ye. Why not go rest up? I'll sound the gong when supper's ready.
At least he had peelers.
What an interesting life he's led.
I bet he's got as many stories as Jake. Now, speaking of which, I better go find him.
I'm going to look in the library. See you at dinner.
An impressive weapon. That probably goes to a closet or a basement or something.
I have a bad feeling about this. I have a bad feeling about this house.
If I had to guess, I'd say this came from someplace in Africa. Captain Boylan sure has gotten around. A seaside landscape. I'm detecting a theme. A painting of a harbor. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. Lock.
I have a bad feeling. The key stays still, the diamond shines. Turns up just once, then down 3 times.
I should leave it be.
No? Okay.
It seems the good captain is an avid reader.
No kidding. These shelves are full of ship's logbooks. Captain Boylan had a long career. Nautical adventures, war stories, medieval romances, and frontier tales. We're in the middle of the desert, but it feels like we could be at sea. The label says Barbados rum. Who's that?
Palace, I believe.
Why can't I interact with the fire poker?
A poker.
Harley, what? We are Captain Boy.
I have a bad feeling.
That's a nice
Isn't she? I wonder how the captain came by her.
That's an astrolab.
Kind of I'm no expert, but such an intricate design.
Must have taken ages to carve.
A gentum jug.
Say that 5 times fast.
Gentum jug, gentum jug, gentum jug, gentum jug. With
Atlases. Classical dialogue.
I have a bad feeling. I have a bad feeling.
Quite.
You know, Dr. Sedgwick was also fond. Mostly things like medical diagrams. When I was young, I used to go into his office to sneak peeks at the old books that had illustrations of people showing different afflictions. Pustules and lesions, scrofula, all the venereal diseases at once, that sort of thing. They were kind of horrifying, but also strangely fascinating.
Why, Nadine, you absolute scamp.
I have a bad feeling about this house.
Oh, that's interesting. There's a little model sailor that looks kind of like Captain Boylan. The port of Gascon, if I'm not mistaken. A plain old... I shouldn't be snooping around. It doesn't do much for me. It doesn't do much. Hey, I've seen this sort of thing before. I believe it's called scrimshaw. It's got a seabird on it. A pelican, I think. It's been carved with a whale design. Someone carved a lighthouse onto this. It's got an old...
A
ship in a dense fog. This is the water closet. Miss Johnson, there you are.
Yep.
Can you see anything through that spyglass?
Just the wagon. Wanted to make sure it's standing up to the storm.
And is it?
Seems to be. Excuse me.
It's empty. Finely carved. I shouldn't be snooping. A musty-smelling mess of laundry. Captain Boylan was quite dashing in his youth. Can't see much aside from... I wonder what old Captain... I can just make out the wet...
Something is going on here. At least with Lola.
Wasted no time making yourself comfortable, I see.
My back's been acting up lately, you know? Truth is, it's been a while since I was out on the road like this, camping with only a bedroll every night. Guess I got used to inns and soft mattresses, and there's a decent bed in the show wagon. Now, it ain't like I've gone soft or nothing, just, you know, showing my old bones some love.
Storm's still going.
I'm glad we found a safe place to stay.
Did we?
Don't stare at that painting too long or you...
Speaking from
Let's just say I'm glad it's on the wall behind me.
Nice to be able to freshen up. Nice to be... Ah. Functional little nightstand with storage.
Hey now, we don't want...
Hey,
Hi, Harley. Do you mind if we talk?
Sure.
We can chat after...
I have a bad feeling. I have a bad feeling. I have a bad feeling.
I can't remember the last time this table was so full. How are ye finding the fare?
Not bad.
Most satisfactory.
The very soul of rustic simplicity. Quite simple and, unadorned.
No adornment needed. My compliments to the kitchen. But then I'm not exactly impartial.
In any case, it's been a real pleasure having a proper meal at a table.
Been roughing it then?
And how? A campfire don't compare to this.
Where are ye folks headed?
El Presidio.
Ah, I used to sail out of there.
Since you know the city, have you got any advice for a first-time visitor?
If ye ask me, and you did, the heart of the city's the wharf. You'll not see a more eclectic mix of folk anywhere else.
You said you sailed from El Presidio, Captain Boylan?
Aye, for many a year. I used to captain a whaler.
No kidding. You must have some stories.
A fair few. I could tell ye about the largest beast we ever snared. The one what took me leg.
Okay, Captain Hayab.
Go on then, tell us.
It was back in 25. We was circling a lagoon off the coast of New Spain. We were on the point of giving up, when suddenly, a great monster breaches off the port bow. She was the biggest I'd ever seen. I shouted the order to launch the whaleboats in pursuit. Me men put all their backs and all their hearts into rowing, and soon we was on her. All around, the water was churning white with foam. The beast surfaced again so close, we nearly capsized. But the harpooner had steady legs, and a steadier aim on him, and he struck true. Then, the battle began. Oh, how she thrashed and reared. Somehow, the rope got wrapped round me leg, and pulled, and tore almost through. I thought I was a goner for sure, but it wasn't over yet. At last, the beast tired out. We hauled her in just as it was getting dark. Cutting her up was no easy job. She was 50 foot if she was an inch. Got a good sum for all that oil and blubber. But it wasn't only the whale went under the knife that night. Doc cut me up too, taking care of what little was left of me leg by that point. Saved me life.
Quite a tale.
That poor creature.
I doubt you'd feel that way if you met one yourself, Missy.
How about we just finish our dinner? If anybody has an appetite left after that story.
Aye, fair enough. No, that was a fine meal. And a fine meal should be followed by some fine rum and conversation. Would you care to join me in the library?
That sounds like a perfect way to pass the evening.
I'm going to retire. Sounds like the storm's died down, so I'm bunking in the wagon.
You sure that's a good idea, Miss Johnson?
I'm sure. See y'all bright and early. Sure you won't have some rum, Miss Redbird?
I'm sure. Thank you.
And for you, Miss Leger.
Don't mind if I do.
A toast to new friends.
Cheers! Damn, where'd you say this stuff came from?
A gift from an old friend in Barbados. Best rum in the world, in my opinion. Got plenty more in me cellar. You're welcome to it. Now then, Mr. Marquez, I had a question for ye.
I may have an answer.
Am I mistaken, or are ye of the new Spanish persuasion?
I am, yes.
Ha ha ha! Gran! I'd like ye to have this. She belonged to an old friend of mine. New Spanish, like yourself. He used to play the most beautiful music. He left her to me when he died, but I always felt she should return to her proper home, as it were.
I'm honored.
Suppose I ought to have asked if you play.
In fact, I do. A little bit, anyway.
Go on, then. Give us a song.
Very well, but let me tune her first. That should do. Now, let's see if I remember.
He remembers. Show off.
goodness, that was beautiful. Where did you learn that?
Thank you, Harley. I had a tutor as a child. My father insisted I learn to play something, so I chose the guitar.
Well, ain't you just full of surprises? I think this calls for another round. Here, here. It's been a grand evening. But this old salt needs his beauty sleep. Stay up late as he like. All I ask is he not disturb me in me quarters. I'm not a light sleeper, but I can be a right bastard when startled.
I promise we'll steer clear and tiptoe quieter than the angels. Good night, Captain.
See y'all in the morning.
Don't know about you folks, but I ain't ready to bed down just yet.
Yes, the night is still young.
Let's say we have a couple more rounds.
And the rum's all gone now.
Captain Boylan said he had more in the cellar.
I'll just go fetch a bottle or two.
Okay, this is where it's all gonna go downhill, isn't it?
Oh, bad news.
Oh, chingada.
Guess the party's over?
Not Harley. Would you be so kind?
Sure, I've still got my luck.
Let us know.
This is gonna go bad. This is gonna go bad, but I wanna know. I wanna know.
An old Spanish doubloon. An ancient arrowhead I found. A piece of petrified wood from the...
Select. What was it? Key stays still, the diamond shines. Up once, down 3 times. The key stays still. Wait, what is the diamond? Oh, I gotta read all of this later. The diamond shines. Would this be a diamond?
A diamond pick. This...
Up once, so...
What's wrong with me today?
Key stays still, the diamond shines. Turns up just once, then down 3 times. Two, 3.
Fantastic. Jake?
Nice work. Now let's go.
Oh, I have a bad feeling.
I cannot...
How about we...
This will help us see down here. This will help us... For an old sea captain... Captain Boylan. For an old sea captain... It's empty. One of... I shouldn't be snooping. Don't mind if... This door goes...
Oh, this is his bedroom.
Well stocked, but not with anything I need. Definitely... Much better.
Now,
What was that?
sounded like... You heard it too?
Yes. It sounded like Captain Boylan, but
I thought this...
Perhaps we should go see if he's all right.
Yep, you and Miss Redbird check the spare room. Danny and I'll check the bedroom. Harley, we ain't got time.
Odd. Where could he have gone? No mirror. There's an old book in. Better take it. There's not much in here. Here's an interesting...
Fisher landed another whale today on his first shot. Turns out he's been tying his wife's kerchief to the harpoon handle. So,
The captain still has some old country pride.
Oh, no.
Looks like a sea bunk. The storm... A set of keys. No need to worry about... An old oak wardrobe. An old oak wardrobe. Can't really...
Can I light a match?
Hang on. What's this? Well, I'll be damned. Captain! You're still breathing, thank God. Hang on, I'll get help.
He appears to be fine physically, but
A Tran?
his eyes are open, but he's not really awake. He's gone within himself. I've seen people do this voluntarily, to meditate or relive certain memories, but Captain Boylan seems trapped.
is there anything we can do?
I'm not entirely sure. Did he say anything when you found him, Harley?
Not a word.
I'm at a loss. Something brought this on, but what?
Is it possible he just...
I don't think so. Even if he were very susceptible to the effects of alcohol, this is rather extreme. It must be something else.
You said this room would...
That's right.
So, does it maybe have some special meaning for Captain Boylan?
That's a very good point. I would say this place is a sanctuary.
But from what? The man lives alone in the desert already. What's he need a secret sanctuary for?
Look, on the wall there.
I think his crew died or something.
It's a sketch of Captain Boylan with 5 other men. His crew, maybe? There's a signature. A. Kranich.
Kranich?
Captain? Can you...
The doom?
What doom? What do you mean?
I came from nowhere. I ought to have taken heed. I ought to have let it take me.
Captain. He's unresponsive.
Should I try...
Perhaps, without knowing what's happening, we don't know how...
I think I have an...
Yes?
That chair, the way it's positioned, facing that sketch, this room being hidden, I think something happened to those men, and I think the captain blames himself for it.
Yeah.
He probably comes in here to punish himself.
Oh, how you figure that?
Because, well, call it a hunch.
I don't know.
Not entirely. I've read some of the new theories about the study of the mind. A particularly traumatic event may have shaken Captain Boylan's sanity.
So, he has gone mad?
Yes, but he may not be beyond help. I could try a form of hypnosis.
Oh, sure. That's where you get him to cluck like a chicken, right?
Yeah, that's
Not
what...
at all. It means he would be calmed and put into a receptive state. But to have the best chance, we would have to recreate the...
I don't know about this.
No, but it's... We must...
Oh, you mean like...
Something like, if we can each convincingly assume the identities of the men in that sketch, his fantasy will become clear. And...
Sounds just...
But we know nothing about the...
Which means we need the more details...
Then let's put the... Harley, you're to see if Captain Boyle...
All right.
I have it.
Unfortunately, I haven't got...
There's not much in here. Here's an...
Fisher landed another way. Turns out he's been tying his wife's... What's this?
Captain Boyle.
I see. Well, I'll let...
I do not think...
I'm not in the mood.
Oh, that won't help. There's gotta... Storm seems to be... Boylan set up a... That's Captain Boylan on the left. The 5 other men must be his crew, but I have no idea who any of them are.
Okay, I guess I can go snoop around the house now.
Not much inside. Seems to be a recipe for sea biscuits. There's a note. Your favorites. Told you they were simple to make. Perhaps someday you can whip some up for me. It's initialed G-O-M. There we are. Enough rum to last a lifetime. An old navigational chart. A crate chock. This crate's been probably full of more rum.
Where's the rum gone?
Probably. No rum in here.
Okay, that's all here then. Can I take the poker? I can.
This could be useful.
Oh, is an harpoon?
Spare linen. A sketch of a ship. The Derwent. There's a note. Captain Boylan, looking forward to our first voyage together. Signed A. Crannock. Crannock? That's the same name on the sketch in the app. Nice. There's an empty bottle and a note in here. Captain Boylan, I recommend taking 1 nitroglycerin tablet per day and avoiding overexcitement. Dr. Francois. Looks like a It's empty. There's a path drawn around it. The name of the island. Can't see much. Can't see. I can just make cap. I'll take this.
Okay, do I have everything? I think there's something that I must be able to do here.
I'll put back the... I'll put back...
Can I take this here?
Such an...
No, okay.
That's Captain Boylan on the left. The 5 other men must be his crew, but I have no idea who any of them are.
Oh no, it's the whale that I need.
That's Captain Boylan on the left. The 5 other men... I'll put back...
What a weird place to have your bedroom in the kitchen. Not if you're hungry, of course.
That's Captain Boylan on the left. The 5 other men must be his crew, but I have no idea who any of them are.
If you are going to stop...
Oh, that won't...
So what do I do?
Boylan set up...
Never seen that.
I'm afraid I don't
Interesting. Suppose...
I wonder why this child...
Oh, I can look downstairs, of course. In the basement, there's the other map. I suppose that's why I needed to light it up.
There's a path... The These 2 chart... The island crossed out on my chart is called Hastram Scary.
Scary?
Captain Boy... A sketch of a ship. Captain Boylan. There's not much in here. I guess here's an...
Fisher landed another whale today on his first shot. I asked him how he managed it. Turns out he's been tying his wife's kerchief to the harpoon hand.
Pointy.
Do I need a kerchief?
Can't reach it from...
Can I use this one?
I could I'd better...
Oh, right. That's what I need, the step stool.
I feel sorry for the sea beast that gets one of these through its hide.
We ought to find out who those men in this.
I do have a collection of
That's
trinkets.
Captain 5 other men.
I know who the 5 other men are.
That's Captain 5.
How do I...
Captain 5.
That's the doctor, that's Francois. That's the kerchief dude. The whaler. That's the navigator.
It's been carved. Captain. A sketch of a Captain Boylan. Looking forward to our first voyage.
The logbooks. So it's the Derwent.
Ah, here we. The Derwent sailed out of El Presidio in 1830. Listed crew is Captain Philip Boylan, First Mate Michael Benelli, Navigator Karenga Payo, Harpooner Jalal Fisher, Dr. Jonas Francois, Cook George O'Malley, and Alfred Cranach, profession unlisted.
I'm guessing he was an archaeologist of some sort. Or an Indiana Jones type.
I found the ship's...
Nicely. All right, so we've got a first mate, navigator, harpooner, doctor, cook, and artist. We can probably leave that last one out.
Okay, so Danny can be the cook, Nadine the doctor, Phil the harpooner, you can be the navigator, and I'll be the first mate.
Oh.
Does it really...
Right. Now...
Prop?
Sure, for... Each of the crewmen is either wearing or holding something unique.
Jake's right. If we each have the appropriate item, it will increase our chances of convincing the captain that I'd also suggest trying to learn at least one personal detail.
Okay.
Bring me any...
And let me know when you're ready to be...
This is a lot to keep...
We need something about the first mate.
That's Captain Boylan. According to the ship's log, these other men are harpooner Jalal Fisher, cook...
I guess I gotta go get the telescope. Now, where do I find something about the first mate?
Hey, what? Interesting find.
Here's a harpoon.
I...
Oh, whoopsie. No, let's save.
A spyglass.
Great.
Here's a carved...
This one's...
Here, this...
Perfect.
Okay. I need some info on the first mate. What did I miss?
These shelves are a bust of... The label says nautical adventure. We're in the middle of the classical atlases. Such a I'm no some
Maybe the little ship up here.
The plaque said, oh, that's interesting. There's a little model sailor, and that looks like First Mate Benelli.
And they were shipmates. Okay, we got everything. And they were shipmates. Okay, let me have another look. So first mate is Bonelli, and he wears the hat because it's a bonnet. And he served in the Coruna. Payo is a spyglass, and he was the one that changed the course. Jalal is the harpoon guy. Jonas is the doctor. Oh, I need something for Giorgio O'Malley.
That's Captain Boyd. According to the ship's log, these other men are harpooner Jalal.
Something for the cook. Maybe I can bake the cookies.
Not much inside. Seems to be a... There's a note. Your favorites. It's initialed G.
Can I take it?
For an old sea captain. Well, stop. Definitely. Captain, if I had to guess. No rum in. This crate's been a crate.
Can I take the rum?
Old, looks enough rum to last. This is the...
Okay, I'm missing something. Oh, I'm missing a detail. Because one of them has a tattoo. How can I...
That's Captain Boylan on the left. According to the ship's log, these other men are harpooner Jalal Fisher, cook George O'Malley, Dr. Jonas Francois, first mate Michael Benelli, and navigator Karenga Payo.
So do I need an apron or something?
Thanks.
Hiya.
The captain. The storm is... Looks like a sea... The storm is...
The bucket, maybe?
It's empty. The dinner gong. The dinner... full of matches. For an old...
Why do I need the poker?
Pointy.
Why do I need the do I need to soak the fire? What am I missing?
The port of Gasco. A ship in a desert. It doesn't do much. A musty... Captain Boy. Can't see much.
I think I've interacted with everything. What if it's the dinner gong?
The dinner...
Can I take it?
It's empty.
Should I fill it with something? Oh, sorry. There's something else. Is it another tooth that I'm missing?
That's Captain Boylan on the left. According to the ship's log, these other men are harpooner Jalal Fisher, cook George O'Malley, Dr. Jonas Francois, first mate Michael Benelli, and navigator Karenga Payo.
I really don't know what I'm missing. He has no, like, defining stuff. He's not holding anything. I could get some clothes out of the... Or I could look at like, the recipe. What do I do? I'm gonna click through everything again. Oh? It's the mirror, right? The mirror is missing.
I can just hear Joni. A quill and ink, how charming. The captain won't miss this for now.
Is this it?
The bottle's nearly full. That's Captain Boylan on the left. According to the ship's log, these other men...
This is the only thing.
I found this inkwell and quill. Should work for drawing O'Malley's tattoo on Danny.
I would never think to use like a feather and ink to
Nice work, Harley. Thanks.
There's gotta... Oh, that won't help. Oh, that won't help.
Is everything ready? Keep in mind, we'll like...
Okay.
I think so.
Excellent. I'll begin. Then we can each say who we are. Captain Boylan, hear the voices of your former crew.
Me crew?
Go ahead, Harley. You start.
First Mate Michael Vanelli reporting for duty, Captain Boylan.
Michael, can it be?
Captain Boylan, it's Karenga Payo, your navigator.
Okay, we're the flashes.
Alive? Captain Boylan, it's me, George O'Malley. Supper is almost ready.
Ah, yes, I can smell it. Delicious.
Captain Boylan, I am Jalal Fisher, harpooner.
Of course, Fisher! I knew ye'd made it.
And I am Dr. Jonas Francois.
Doc! Oh, Doc, how I've needed ye. Me crew? Can it be?
Yes, Captain. We've come to speak with you.
But you're not some devils sent to trick me?
We are not, I assure you.
Prove it then. Benelli, if it's truly yourself, tell me the name of the ship we served on before the Derwent.
Karuna.
How could I forget the Corona?
Aye, an unforgettable ship she was. Ah, Michael, I don't know how it be possible, but it's good you're back. Payo!
Aye, Captain.
Remind me of the course correction ye made this morning?
We're going around Hostrom Scary.
That's right. I remember now. Fine work, Payo. That'll surely save us some time. Fisher, have ye your harpoon at the ready?
Aye, sir.
And your aim will be...
Yes, I have my wife's lucky kerchief tied to the handle.
Ah, good. Then our hunt is sure to succeed. O'Malley?
Sorry.
I believe I...
Why, your favorite, of course. Sea biscuits.
As I suspected. I can hardly wait for a taste.
Captain, I recommend...
Why is that, Dr. Francois?
I don't want you to put any stress on your heart. Have you been taking your nitroglycerin tablets?
I have. I think I have. I can't believe what I'm seeing and hearing, but y'all are really here. But how can this be? I saw y'all dragged under. I can't make sense of this.
Perhaps you still can. Tell us what you remember.
Aye, 20 years ago, the Derwent left El Presidio on the hunt for whales. We'd been out for months, with almost naught to show for it. A wretched haul, wretched pay. Benelli came to me, saying the crew was getting agitated, yearning for home. Forgive me, Benelli. I ought to have listened to you. After the third time you tried to speak sense, I tossed you in the brig for insubordination. One more, I said. We'll not turn for home before we bring in one more whale. Payo and Fisher, at least, were keen. I saw the signs, but didn't want to believe them. Didn't want to turn back. But there was a devil of a storm brewing, and he brought us down. Poor Benelli, locked in the brig, to drown like a rat. And the rest of ye didn't stand a chance once the ship turned over. Brave, brave Fisher. You saved me life when it ought to have been me what went down with the Derwent. Ah, lads, that night's been eating away at me for 20 years. How I wish I could go back. How I wish I could make things right.
But you can't. The past is the past, and what's done is done. The best you can do is learn to accept and live with it.
But how? You 5 brave men died because of me.
Yet you were given a second chance. Use it to do good with your life. Like sheltering strangers from a dust storm, for instance.
It won't ever stop hurting. But you can take the pain and turn it into something good.
I suppose you're right. I swear I'll do right by all of ye. Thank ye. You've given me a moment of peace. I hope to God you've found it as well. Oh, I am weary.
Think it worked?
I hope so. Come, we should get some sleep. And let's refrain from mentioning this to the captain in the morning.
Appreciate
That was
your
something.
hospitality, Captain.
Think nothing of it. I hope you all slept well.
Very much so. And yourself?
Best sleep I've had in years.
I'm glad to hear it.
Ye said you were headed to El Presidio?
That's right.
Then I wonder if I might trouble ye for a small favour. I've a letter needs delivering. Could I entrust it to ye?
Are we the postman all of a sudden?
Of course.
My thanks. I'd also like to leave ye with a couple of mementos for being so quick to volunteer and help out. Mr. Luo and Miss Redbird, please, take this bottle of Barbadian rum.
Hey, I also helped
Perhaps
out.
ye might split it between ye. Makes dull work go faster.
Oh, thanks. That's very kind.
And for you, Miss Leger, this tea caddy. I carved the inlay myself.
It's beautiful.
Best of luck on your journey, and if ye ever pass this way again, feel free to knock on me door.
Thanks, Captain, we will.
Our stay at Captain Boylan's farmhouse was anything but dull. I can't say for sure whether we truly helped him for good and all, but he seemed himself again when he saw us off this morning. I do believe he was truly lonely in his self-imposed exile and grateful for even the brief company we offered. After traveling half the day, we've stopped for a brief rest, and Nadine has asked me to accompany her on an excursion into the desert. For what purpose, I shall soon learn.
Thank you for accompanying me, Harley.
Not a problem. What are we doing, exactly?
Since we're passing through this area, I thought this would be the perfect chance to gather some medicinal herbs for my kit. There are a number of plants with useful properties that are likely to grow around here.
Okay. What are we looking for?
To start, we should find some gumweed. I already spotted some from the wagon earlier. You'll recognize it by the bright yellow flowers and serrated leaves. I'll search further this way. Call out when you've got some.
All right, everyone, and we're gonna go look for herbs. Sometime. Maybe next week. If you guys don't mind. Technically, it's Friday is a free-for-all for me, so we'll see. We'll see. I'm really liking this game. I'm sorry that I always speak the goody two-shoes options, but I am a goody two-shoes. But I'm really liking this game. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much for watching.